Today we are going to talk about what we learned from All-American Week, that be the Under Armour All-American Game and the All-American Bowl, as well as how this is really going to shape Oklahoma into the future. And all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. So it's OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today we are going to talk about what to make of this 2019 class and how it is going to look going forward. And I think we learned a lot from the All-American Week. First, Lincoln Riley getting his extension, signaling to not just the rest of college football and the Oklahoma fan base that he is staying in Norman for the long term, but warding off any and all NFL coaching rumors until earlier in next season that he's off limits. And I think this is particularly interesting as the NFL is going toward what folks call college offenses. We just call it the air raid or the pro raid, and offensive innovation is being done at the collegiate level, whether it's Lincoln Riley or Cliff Kingsbury. We know that the NFL is in dire need of offensive geniuses, but the one that is at Oklahoma is staying put, and he was able to make that known to recruits throughout the process. I would think that they had a little bit more knowledge of the situation than, say, you or even sometimes folks who think they know, right? It's how it has to be done. Now, a lot of this, you can really look back and say Lincoln Riley was basically masterminding this from the jump, because from the moment that he fired Mike Stoops following OU Texas, he had to make sure all of his ducks were in a row. And when you saw a guy like Jacoby Jones decommit and then commit to Texas, and you saw a guy like RJ Henderson decommit, a lot of Sooners fans began to panic. Lincoln Riley was not one of them, and neither was the staff. And what became really just an inkling was perhaps Jadon Haselwood would be back in play. And this is a guy who'd been committed to Georgia for all of 2 years and then decommitted in October of last year. So it wasn't as if this was a done deal. So Lincoln Riley, Dennis Simmons, and the staff needed to close in a hurry on one of the most valued recruits in the 2019 class, and perhaps 1B, if not 1A, when we're talking about wide receivers, to Theo Weiss, who is already committed to Oklahoma. And there's a lot to talk about whether or not Jadon Haselwood would want to join Theo Weiss at Oklahoma, knowing that he wouldn't necessarily be the number one, and to say nothing of Trajan Bridges and what he's been able to do at Hebron. I mean, this is a 5-star according to other recruiting services. Rivals is who I'm mentioning here. But 247 had in the composite a really great class for 2019 with 5-star quarterback Spencer Rattler, who picked up his 5th star over the summer. I haven't even talked about Marcus Major as a pickup, who was outstanding at Millwood last year. Austin Stogner, a 4-star tight end, the best tight end in the 2019 class, to go along with EJ Ndoma-Ogar and Stacey Wilkins, who were All-Americans. I mean, you could look at this and say, hey, Jadon, do you want to play against these guys or with these guys? And it seemed that, especially seeing what he saw at Georgia, he was going to say, you know, I think I should go away from home. I think I should give myself the best opportunity to catch passes, because Georgia runs much more of a quote-unquote pro-style offense, which basically means they run the ball more than they throw it, and they don't depend on their quarterback to make as many plays. Now, Oklahoma is balanced, perfectly balanced, as all things should be. That's my gauntlet fist. But it's the wrong hand, isn't it? I think it's the wrong hand. The point is, look, you're going to get opportunities to make plays at Oklahoma's wide receiver. Just look at Hollywood Brown. Look at CeeDee Lamb. Before them, look at D.D. Westbrook. We could go on here, but the point I'm making is Jadon Haselwood had a decision. Did he want to go to Oklahoma, away from home, away from Georgia, away from Cedar Grove, and try to make a name for himself at the best offensive school in college football today? Or did he want to go be the big dog along with Dominique Blaylock at Georgia? And he made the decision that was best for him and best for his family. So now that you have this recruiting class, you look at the 247 composite rankings, and Oklahoma jumped to number 4 in the rankings following the All-American Bowl with the announcement of Jadon Haselwood joining the Sooners. And this could be a top 5 recruiting class by the time National Signing Day is done in February and will already be the most heralded class in recent memory. And we're talking about, in the scholarship distribution era, the best recruiting class that Oklahoma has had. That is really not a small thing and comes with a tremendous amount of pressure on this 2019 class. Now, to a man, each one of these guys on the offensive and defensive side of the ball would say, that's what I'm here for. That is why I wanted to come to Oklahoma, and that is what I have been doing for my entire life. I have been the top dog. I have shown people time and time again that this is what I'm here to do. I am here to meet and then exceed your expectations, and the expectations at Oklahoma could not be higher. Winning Big 12 championships, you're supposed to do that at Oklahoma. Making the college football playoff, you're supposed to do that at Oklahoma. Back-to-back Heisman winners. A college football coach who has lost all of 4 games in 2 years and doesn't know what it means not to have a double-digit win season. A college football coach who has put around him a staff that other folks are drooling over. We're talking about guys like Bill Bedenbaugh, Cale Gundy, Dennis Simmons. We're talking about the new hire of Alex Grinch as the defensive coordinator, for which Bill Hastings reports is going to get paid between $1.3 and $1.5 million to coach the defense. He is being brought in to fix the weak link of Oklahoma's program, because many folks believe, and I think they'd be right to say, if you had a top 50 defense, top 30 defense, like the kind that Alex Grinch had at Washington State, you're talking about back-to-back national titles. You're not talking about losing the Rose Bowl, and you're not talking about getting embarrassed in the Orange Bowl. You were there to compete, and Alex Grinch understands that. I've talked to some recruits, and they've already reached out to and talked with their new defensive coordinator, and the thing that they take away is that he's focused, that he knows the task at hand, that he wants to meet it. And I think now that you have all of these tools at Lincoln Riley's disposal, you're beginning to see what his program looks like. And you're beginning to see how it has taken on the personality of him. They are family-oriented, they are focused, they are disciplined, they keep to their word, and they play to the wall. I know that folks don't think the world of guys like Kenneth Murray Jr. They don't think the world of the defensive backs. They don't think the world of the coaches. But that's also part of being a part of the Oklahoma football program, is everybody wants to know what's next. Folks are always going to be upset, not because they just want to dunk, but because they demand excellence from the University of Oklahoma football program. It started with Bud Wilkinson. He created the monster, 47 straight wins. You begin to count national titles. Barry Switzer fed the monster. Bob Stoops did his part to feed the monster. Now Lincoln Riley is getting paid more than $5 million annually, we would believe, with this extension. Then he's going to have to do the same. I think Lincoln Riley has it in his head that he is this close to a national title, and he should. He's been 2 wins away 2 years in a row. He's had generational talents at quarterback. He believes in the guys that he has at quarterback, from Austin Kendall to Tanner Mordecai to Spencer Rattler. You understand, looking at this program and the way that he's building it and the way that he is shaping it, that things are beginning to fall into place, and the way that he masterminded this 2019 class. From the Trace Atkins concert that led to the Magnificent Seven, which we know we had a few decommitments to, the Champ U barbecue, to the way that the home games have become festivals of their own, to what Andy Hansen has done as the executive director of football recruiting, to the way that parents believe in what Lincoln Riley is telling them, even as he doesn't have a defensive coordinator, and that all of this is going to come into fruition. You got to tip your hat to a guy, or visor, I guess, like Lincoln Riley, and you have to have some faith in what they are doing and what they're building. I know that the offseason is going to be long. I know it's going to test some folks' patience. I know that you're going to want more answers for what the defense is going to be like and what Alex Grinch is going to do. But I'm telling you, from the reporting that I've done and the folks that I'm talking to, there's nothing but good things to see. Now it's January, and we all know that I am as temperamental as any one of you, and I just have a little bit more information than you do. But I'm telling you, I believe in the parents, I believe in the recruits, and I think that Lincoln Riley is more than on the right path. I think he's on the path to the promised land. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.